Hey, it's Mike with Carson Valley ATV, and my CanAm HD-10, as you can see, does not have its half windshield on that I've ran since I got this thing more than a few thousand miles ago. It just got so hazy and scratched, it just kind of pissed me off all the time. So on the last ride out in Minot, Nevada, did about 300 miles without it. And while the weather sort of cooperated, I missed having the windbreak. So I went to Fast Glass, which may or may not be a franchise, and had them cut me a piece of glass and reuse the hooking hardware. Let me give you a peek at that before I install it. So here's the plexi, and you can see where that frame material was, and then the rubber frame goes around. And obviously they couldn't reuse these set screws, we'll call them. So they just glued it on. And we're not going to reuse this hole either. But as you can see, just kind of fugly to look through. And then here's the new piece. They did a super clean job re-gluing that, reusing this. And they left this open, and as you'll see in a second, I got some extra rubber to fill that. So let me show you how I'm going to handle that. Keep in mind, this is the OEM windshield. There's some other ones that just have Velcro straps. I don't know if they use this or not, but this part's pretty burly, and I like that it's going to hold it. The only problem is it has this little protuberance here, which I don't want that sharp piece hitting the glass, so I'm going to flatten that in. And then use some rubber trim right there, and should fit real well. So let me put that on and let's see what happens. All right, I'm back. So didn't quite work out as planned, but as you can see, looks killer, huh? Those brackets with the little hooks, the glass guys, when they put it on, they didn't align it correctly. And they left too much of that black silicone, the 3M stuff, embedded in there, and it offset those hooks. So that stuff's no joke. So what I chose to do is rely on the Gorilla Tape instead. So I cut off the hooks. I thinned down because it was too wide. It wasn't even going to go in. They had added way too much width because they didn't have the machine with them to do the measurement, so no fault of theirs. Anyhow, I cut those hooks off, thinned down the glass with a Makita angle grinder, and now it's resting on this rubber. As you can see, this is all kind of holding it in place. No glue or nothing, but it's resting on that, as well as in this very deep channel. And then I put super duper Gorilla Tape inside, outside, and I've always had Gorilla Tape on this side because I ran the wire to my police light up here, and it's a really good color match. You never even notice. I never once had somebody say, "Hey, what's that Gorilla Tape doing on there?" It just kind of blends right in, especially once you get a layer of Nevada dust on there. And then I took that bracket off. It just, the window's actually sitting higher, sitting on the ledge. You can see the old line used to be down, whatever that is, 1.5 inches lower. So now I'm getting a little more coverage. And then this is a piece of trim that they gave me to fill that in case I needed it. You can see how thick it is, but it plugs the majority of that gap, so I'm not going to have air or dust going through there. But guy guarantees me that it can sit on a trailer at 80 miles an hour. Not going to be an issue. And I thought about gooping or gluing it in there, but then it'd be a pain in the butt to remove. With the tape, I can peel that off and I'm good to go. But if you've ever worked with Gorilla Tape, it doesn't just peel right off. So I'm more than confident that thing's going to stay put, and I think it looks pretty clean, very clean. So now I got a scratchless view from my beloved HD-10 for a fraction of the cost, somewhat of a fraction, compared to all the plastic alternatives. All right, well, there you go. Ask questions below. Hopefully I can get to them. Yeah, it's a little MacGyverish, but everything I do is MacGyverish. See all this stuff? If you don't MacGyver your rigs, look at that. Talk about MacGyver. They're your own. All right, over and out. Later.